Makes sense. Oh, I better mute that. No worries, mate. On you, pal. See you later. Ta-da.
Hello, good evening. Happy Thursday. It is so incredibly warm in my office right now. I apologise for my appearance, but comfort over all else. You'll just have to deal with it. I don't know how many people are here. I could be talking to myself, but whatever. So I've either done something really great or something really stupid. And I've changed my car for tonight because you're allowed to tonight. You can change your car. It's the last round. You can do what you want. And I've picked the Corvette. This could go one of two ways. I need to move this because that's going to annoy me. Stop that. I best do at least one practice lap because I've done exactly 0 so far. Well, my frame rate has taken a massive hit. I don't know why. Interesting livery. For Mr. Dave Birch. Ben. Do you know, alright, Ben? You can very easily go off people, you know, Ben. Are you in tonight, Ben? Vadim, evening. How are you? It's been a while. Oh, hi, Will. Thank you for tuning in while you're on your holiday, guys. Bloody hell, everyone's on holiday. Are you back at home now, Vadim? What's going on? Like, not a lot. We're trying to beat the heat. And we're also going to try not to crash our Corvette. I think this is the most seat time I've ever had in the Corvette. We'll get those out the way now. You got back sweat at the restaurant. What's on the menu, Will? What you going for? And how many sangrias have you had already? Yeah, the Corvette's got some weird gear in. That's the bit that I find the most peculiar with the Corvette. Tux, evening Tux. Thank you for dropping by. Been a while. I hope the stream looks okay, by the way, because my CPU graph is all over the place. Nice, Will. Honestly, maybe it's just me, but when it's too warm, the last thing I can think about is eating. There's Tommy in his DCS liveried Corvette. Yeah, so basically what I've figured out with iRacing is that really dull and boring backstory for you, but where my rig is in relation to my PC, it's like opposite sides of the room. So I've got a very long like USB extension lead that goes all the way around my room so it connects to my PC. And basically having like wheel, pedals, webcam, Stream Deck all hanging off one USB port was, I think basically it was heavily oversaturated, which was just causing the, I think it was basically just causing my wheelbase to reset itself in iRacing. Yeah, cheers, Will. Enjoy your evening, mate. Enjoy your cocktails. Appreciate you dropping in, though. But yeah, it's everything seems to be back to normal now because I've added in another extension cable, so we've split the load between two USBs on the motherboard, and everything's working fine. So if I hadn't have basically been one way or another, we were crashing in the iRacing race. It just so happened to be that it was a skill issue rather than a technical issue. I mean, wait, what? The other way around. Thank you, Mr. Underwood. I'm not really sure if I'm enjoying this, you know. The front end is just... It's kind of neither here nor there, really. This doesn't bode very well. Yeah, I've got myself a air cooler, which is basically just a very budget version of an aircon system. It's currently blowing some icy cold water at me. Well, not water, but vapour pretty much. It's better than nothing.
That time was a 1:45.79.
Yeah, you can't be doing that round here, Ben. Next, you're going to be sending your iRacing referral code in chat. Yeah, the front end is just nowhere. No, unfortunately, Pheasant, John is not with us tonight. He's camping with his brother. So I'm tonight's entertainment. A very budget version of John. He is here, though. I know you can't see it on the stream, but he's here with us. He's looking down on me. I mean, I don't know why I said like that. He's not dead. Oh. It needs refilling every 30 minutes. I mean, ours lasts a good while, to be fair. I guess it depends on the tank size, right? Yeah, I'm sure it's like 5 litres or something. It lasts through the entire night, put it that way. Yeah, it's just not feeling fantastic, the Corvette. Mamby-pamby air coolers. I mean, when it comes to sleeping, I'm all about the comfort, to be honest. Through the daytime, I can stick it out, but on at night time, there's nothing worse than being in bed, and it feels like you're laying on the sun. Right, come on, I need to at least get this thing into the 44s. How much time have we got left? 10 minutes to find 4/10 at least. You having a laugh? Ian and Luke? Or afternoon for you, I guess? Yeah, I really like the Mercedes as a GT3 car, but yeah, the driving is a bit... Oh my god, this is so wayward. Yeah, I think, I mean, it's better now, but when it first came to LMU, it was not very enjoyable to drive. Squazico. Evening, thank you very much for dropping in. Unfortunately, I don't have the soundboard sound that John has, so I have to do it myself. Wow, it's going up. How much is it going up to? Or is that the surprise that we get in August? We've got 3.5 litres of water and practically 2 litres of Coke. Oh, I can't read that at the same time as drive. Thanks, Jensen. I appreciate it. I don't want to open the whole how old are you thing, but you know. Hope John's being responsible here with his directions to what he's getting you to say. Where is it you're actually going camping? More importantly, Jensen, do you have access to your dad's credit card? God, why did I think that I was being funny when I picked the Corvette? What a mistake this was. Five lucky subscribers, a year of iRacing, using referral code Bentley and Michael. Okay, nice one.
Time 1:45.
Wait, I can't actually remember how much it is a month now, to be honest with you. I know this sounds terrible, but I just sort of pay it blindly. I'm in the Corvette, and it was a mistake. A big mistake. The funny thing is that I've been really enjoying the Corvette on iRacing for the GTEs. Obviously, very different class of car, but really enjoyable. I mean, that's not horrendous, is it, to be fair? But yeah, it's... if it is only the second time it's gone up in their entire history, that's not bad going. I suppose really they don't have to worry too much about the subscription cost given what they charge for the content, so it's not too bad.
44.99.
Right, we're in the 44s. We're getting there. Oh, Jesus, it's so nervous. Yeah, I'm avoiding Bathurst like the plague this week. Especially in Porsche Cup, it'll just be total chaos. It had to happen eventually. Right. Let's get back to the garage. Let me see what I've got open on my PC that could be killing my performance. Obviously, other than LMU and streaming. I mean, it's never usually this bad though. It's just the CPU line is just all over the place. And I don't have the graphics cranked up any higher than usual, so... Spa and Watkins Glen, are you having a laugh? Yeah, Go Overlays, absolutely fantastic. Discount code in the description if you're interested. To be fair, I actually wouldn't recommend using mine. I would go to anyone else's. I only get 5% off. Everyone else gets 10% off, so pick your favourite creator. I do think it's too soon for Watkins Glen though, Ben, I have to say. I think it's for the best. I would have really liked to have done the 24 hours of Spa this weekend, but it's Goodwood weekend, so sadly I cannot. This is my first ever trip to Goodwood this year, so yeah, looking forward to that. Heading down tomorrow. Adam, you've cancelled. Good man. I don't blame you, to be honest. I really don't blame you. Oh yeah, if you've not deployed your likes already, please consider doing that, because that's just a nice thing to do, isn't it, really? It's just a nice thing to do. Let's see, how many are we up to? Daytona, I would definitely be up for Daytona, 100%. I think I actually bought Daytona in preparation for the Daytona event, and it's 100% free. Tucks, you right, and yes, Pheasant, I'm 100% on board with you when it comes to the whole Faith and LMU thing. I know that like DLC is typically always paid, but it would have been nice if, I mean, it still might happen, to be fair, we don't know, but you would like to think that at least one, you'd like to think that at least one of the American tracks would have been given away for free, given that the free roster is now just getting a little bit stale. And yeah, the cheating fiasco has certainly not helped them. My dad's going to get back to YouTube. Tell your dad that if he doesn't, I don't know what I'll do, but something will happen. Maybe we can think of something together as like a forfeit if he doesn't. I'm glad that he's being responsible though, and he's got you sending the messages. That's the most important thing. Yes, but like, would it really kill them to give one track away for free? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much it costs to. I don't know how much it costs to license a track or to do like the laser scans and stuff. I really don't know. It's the whole cheating thing. It's not like the issue that I have isn't with like, it's not the people who did it that I take problem with. It's the weak response from Studio 397 to just kind of hold their hands up and go, nah, someone else's problem to deal with, isn't it? Yeah, it'll be at least £30 for that full like American track pack at the very least. I would imagine they've lost a fair few. Wet? What? Can you pause that one? I just... it's baffling to me that people have been caught breaking Studio 397's own terms of service for Le Mans Ultimate. Nothing to do with Logitech. And yes, you know, deleting their lap times in the competition is obviously the right thing to do. But equally, it's also the right thing to do to give them at least even a day's ban, just to say, look, don't do it again. Because the problem they have now is that because they've done nothing, when someone else does it, whoever it may be, how are they going to handle it? What's going to happen? It's almost like just don't bother having rules if you're not going to enforce them. And ultimately, it's not a very good look when a content creator that you're partnered with is caught up in something like that. But what do I know? I just play the games. I just play them and pay for them. Also, all the paints have moved over to 2026 cars. What is that? Is that all the custom liveries? Because that shouldn't be a problem, right? I don't think. Although, to be fair, with all the ones that Dave did for us, I did use all the Evo versions of the cars for the liveries that Dave did for us. No, it's Bentley and Michael. I mean, it is an inconveniently long name, to be fair, Bentley and Michael. Yeah, they are very slightly. I also think some of like the way some of the surfaces and material types work is a bit different. Yeah, I don't blame him, because I wouldn't want to sit there and upload 100 paints again. Surely it has to be Bentley and Michael. Bentley and Michael's... It's so much more powerful sounding than just Ben, isn't it? I agree, because when I first had seen the video over that weekend when it had come out, I do remember thinking, I just don't agree with this at all. And then seeing, you know, other people come out, and especially like big names like Dave Cam, you know, even he's not fully on board with it. Obviously has other issues at LMU other than just that, obviously, but
Time 1.
his life matters. But yeah, it was almost a bit like vindicating in a way to know that it wasn't just me being dramatic. I mean, it's partly that, to be fair, but it's not just that. Ben, wasn't your YouTube name something different up until quite recently? Oh, was that PC Bob West race? I can't remember. I haven't seen... Well, I say I haven't seen Bob West race for a while. I've not streamed for a while, so that's probably why. PC Bob's moved on to bigger and better streamers. We're going to have at least one spin tonight, by the way. It's a guarantee at this point. Constable Bob, yeah. Hopefully he's doing well. Mr. Bob Westrace.
Time 1:44.
P4 at the minute, but we're not going to end there. That's a good question, actually. I don't actually know how many people have turned up. There are 12 on track at the minute, but that doesn't mean that there aren't more people in the garage who just aren't qualifying. I mean, even 12 given the heat is pretty good, in fairness. I also don't know if the World Cup's on tonight. I don't keep up with that shit, so... If there is football on at this time, then people might be in the pub. Yeah, can you remember when Formula 1 went to Qatar that first year and people like Logan Sargent had to actually retire? Well, they think they had it tough. Because let me tell you, this is warm.
Lap 1:44.17.
No, I don't really do football either, to be honest with you. Hang on, we never actually got to the bottom of where you are tonight, Bentley and Michael. You said that you're away again, but where is away? Wherever it is, it won't be hotter than it is here, put it that way. foosball. A little bit of foosball, which makes me think of Friends when people say that. Well, I think the lesson that we're going to learn tonight, basically, for the future is next time you think about picking up the Corvette, just don't. Basically. Oh, you're in Belfast. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the warm weather. But I'd like a little bit of 23 degrees right now. I think that'd be quite nice. Evening, Jay. I'm good, mate. I'm warm. How are you? Are you with us tonight, Jay? If you're joining, you better be quick. Track limits, come on, man. Well, it wouldn't have been enough anyway. We'll take a P4 start. We'll take a P4. That's not too bad, all things considered. Oh, boys, we've only got 96 tyres left to use. What are we going to do? Oh. Right, I think I'm supposed to do this, by the way. For obvious reasons.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Let me close that. Close that. I think I'm supposed to do that. I think. Obviously not supposed to just be giving away go setups for free, basically. Thanks, Jensen. If it goes wrong, well, we'll just blame John. Blame your dad. Yeah, I think an element of it as well is the fact that, you know, and this was just not really anyone's fault. It was kind of just like bad planning, but it's not even bad planning. But obviously the fact that it's been so warm this summer has made it the past couple of races have just been difficult to want to jump in the car, you know. Right. See if we can get a +1.
Has started.
Cheers, Will. Appreciate it. Yeah, winter would have been better for sure. God, my frame rate is down at like 70. I don't know what is going on. Never had this issue before in LMU. Can't wait to murder Tommy in the first corner. I think I'm most certainly going to need it. Ugh.
Green flag, green flag.
Honestly, we just want to survive. Who have we got behind us? Liam. Eat some of that dust. Yeah, no Samoans in the future. But yeah, an element of it has definitely been the whole 1.3, well, not even just the 1.3 shenanigans, but just everything that's happened recently. It has taken some of the shine off LMU, that's for sure. It's been fun though, I've really enjoyed it. It's been some good racing. Silverstone was particularly good right up until we had that PC issue. Paul Ricard was pretty good as well, despite our penalty. So it definitely had some really good races. Yeah, how on earth has he got a drive through?
2.88.
Oh, we've gone deep in there. You did, Ben. Sorry, you did, Ben, Liam, Michael. My mistake. You held on very well. We got a bit unlucky in that race, to be fair. I think we had a good qualifying. I think we had a little bit of door banging in turn 1 and 2 and just got sent off onto the gravel. Obviously, it wasn't an intentional thing. It just one of those things that happens at the start of races. Oh, look who it is behind us already. Mr. Travis Lewis. Yeah, it's kind of not fair, really. We should have bopped him, to be honest with you. Plus 150 kilograms for Lewis. Even that wouldn't have been enough, I don't think. That still wouldn't be enough. I'm not going to make it difficult for him. No worries, Bentley and Michael. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you for dropping them in. Really appreciate it.
Lap 145.45.
I don't know if he has a racing background per se, but he used to do a bit of sim stuff a long time ago, I believe. I'm sure it was like R Factor 1 or something that he used to do. But other than that, I don't really know. I do know Tommy. I didn't know Tommy was streaming though. And it's about time Tommy got himself streaming because he spent enough time setting his stream up. I am going to let him go. I'm just going to do it in a most fortuitous place. Like this. When you say you got murdered, Jay, do you mean there's a very high likelihood that you murdered someone?
45.65.
Oh, if Tommy's streaming, I don't know. Maybe someone can go and have a look. Tommy on track on YouTube, if someone can open another tab. Ten-second penalty for Jay. Were you still in the Lexus, Jay, or did you change? You need proof. I'll need proof for this one. The really key bit of information at the end of that message. I'll need proof for this one. I'll need proof for this one, Your Honour. Of the championship races you've started, Jay, how many have you finished? Just out of interest? Asking for a friend? I mean, I've retired from 2, so... Well, realistically 1, because one of them was not my fault. Tommy is not currently streaming. There you go, John. Tommy is not streaming.
That time was a 145.29.
Right, so we're gaining a little bit of a VE advantage. But I don't think that's going to mean much because we are dropping back. Sort of significantly. Actually, you could have sold that on eBay. If you can manage it. You have so much faith in me, Tux. I thought you were supposed to be my most loyal follower. There will be at least one spin. That much I can guarantee you.
Time 1:44.
There will be at least one spin. This frame rate is really not helping matters, to be honest with you. I don't know if you can see the... Can you see the Steam performance chart on the stream? I don't know if I've got that turned on in OBS. But the red line on the CPU graph is absolutely all over the place. So even though I'm getting 102 frames per second, just... You know when you can feel that the frame time or frame rate is just not very smooth? It just feels a bit like that. And I haven't changed anything in OBS, so... Maybe I've changed something somewhere else. I think I might have turned off HAGS, hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, which might be having an impact. Possibly, but it is better for VR performance, so... Maybe I need to remind myself to turn that on before when I stream. Yeah, there's probably an element of that, to be fair. Although, with that being said, my GPU is currently sitting at a very cool 53 degrees, and the CPU is about 70, so... I'd quite like to upgrade my CPU, but if I upgrade my CPU, I also have to buy more RAM. And if I buy more RAM, that means I have to take out extra money on my mortgage to be able to afford to do it. Because the price of RAM these days is just astronomical. But I think next time I'll certainly go AMD over Intel. Probably one of the X3D chips. Alright, okay, Jay. Let me know what lap it's on and we'll... Obviously, John's not here tonight, so we'll do a bit of an incident review. Where we can all review another one of your blunders. Lap 3, turn 5. I mean, you'll have to tell me at the end. I'm not going to remember that for the next 55 minutes. Well, our pace isn't too horrendous. It's not great, but not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Yeah, how much airtime did you get, Jay? I heard the noise. I don't know what that noise means. I can't see it on my screen right now. But whatever it is, thank you very much. Someone could tell me, that would be great. How deep were you into the braking zone, Jay, before you actually started applying the brakes? You heard nothing on the stream. Interesting.
Time 144.80.
I got a different alert sound that isn't the chat alert. It could be Streamlabs doing weird things in OBS because don't worry, Jay, we'll have a look for you. What was the alert, please, Tux? Oh, thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate that. Oh, Twazico. What happened to Twazico? Did it have anything to do with Jay by any chance? Yeah, I do feel bad about the liveries, to be fair, because
144.80.
Mr. Dave Ruddle spent a long time and put a lot of effort into creating all these liveries for us. And obviously, just due to various circumstances, we've actually not been able to get the most out of them recently. So yes, Jay, you can start using them now. I think I've got one that I need to upload for the Porsche. Sorry, Porsche. Yeah, I think I need to upload one for the Porsche. And then we've got the full set of GT3s available. Honestly, over the past 2 nights, I've only done 2 races over the past 2 nights, and I did both times. I did the current Qatar race, the gold one. It was an hour long. I did it in hypercars both times, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm not really much of a hypercar enjoyer, but I just really enjoyed those. I like the Lexus. I do like the Lexus. It's just, I think the Lexus is a difficult car to drive quickly, but then equally, so is this Corvette. I did get a newfound appreciation for the Aston as well. I thought the Aston was quite nice. I know we said that we wouldn't go too deep into this whole iRacing versus LMU thing, but another area where iRacing really wins for me is the default force feedback. It's just LMU force feedback out of the box is just so dull. I feel like it's missing so much detail. Honestly, Tux, it's not much better for me, you know.
Time 1:44.
Yeah, ACC force feedback is it's a bit meh. I think Assetto Corsa Evo has pretty nice force feedback. I tried a little bit of Evo out earlier today. I tested out the new changes that they've made to the VR, and I have to say, I think for VR performance, it's just as good, if not a tiny bit better than iRacing. Yeah, the monthly sub is a big turn off. The price of entry in, oh sorry, the barrier to entry in iRacing it's undoubtedly high, but it's an intentional choice, right? I mean, not that the driving standards in iRacing are perfect, because they're absolutely not perfect. But I think you can, with LMU, you can already see the issues that arise when you have competitive daily racing with a very low barrier to entry. Race Room's another good example of that, actually. The free Alpine races in Race Room are just... It's just the Wild West, basically. Oh, the Pimax VR. Honestly,
That time was a 1:45.3.
both of the headsets that I've got from them are absolutely fantastic in their own ways. I mean, they're crazy expensive, like ludicrously expensive. Even on sale, they're expensive. But I thought an interesting comparison to make was when the G9 OLED, their big fancy super wide Samsung monitor, first came out. That was like, in the UK, that was like £2,000 when it first launched. So how much is the Crystal Super? Like 14 or £1,500, I think it is. But what it is obviously, like, that's a lot of money. That is a huge amount of money. But when you compare it to the level of immersion that you get over an ultra wide, if immersion is at the top of your priority list, then it's not a bad deal, really. I've heard really good things about the Crystal Light. I think the one that's going to be the most interesting of all the products that they're doing at the minute is the Dream Air SE, which is going to be around about the same price as the Crystal Light, but obviously have the fantastic form factor of the Dream Air.
Lap 1:45.2. 3.
I think what I'll do with iRacing next time there's Black Friday sales is just... I'll just renew for like a year or something during the sale. Yeah, you keep all your licensed content, Pheasant, definitely, because I did that. When I first got into iRacing, I actually, in the UK, you can do the, well, actually I think it might be everywhere in the world. There's like an FIA license you can get where basically you pay for 12 months at a massively reduced cost and you get a free, you get the F4 car for free. I don't know if that's still a thing anymore. I don't know why it wouldn't be. I know some people are really dead against offline racing, but I think at the very least you should be able to play against the AI for free. You know, still buy the content, but you shouldn't need a subscription to play something that you run entirely on your own PC. Because the AI is actually really good. I don't mind a little bit of AI racing from time to time. It's incredibly easy to get burnt out on daily races, so... or just online racing generally. But the adaptive AI is actually really good. Porsche Cup is really good, but as I've said before, it needs to be a license class higher than where it is. You know, the Porsche Cup car is a harder car to drive than a GT3 car. But the GT3 cars are harder to access in iRacing than the Porsche Cup. I mean, I very much think that's a business decision to keep people playing, because everyone wants to race GT3s. How hot is it where you are, Jay, right now? I mean, generally, like, not at this exact moment in time. It was 30 degrees here today. And Goodwood is going to be at least 30 degrees as well, I think. Which I've still not packed for. And I'm leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning, so
That time was a 1:45.
could probably get on top of that, really. Nothing like a little bit of last minute packing. "20 degrees. Jay, that is freezing compared to here. What I would do to have 20-degree temperatures right now. It's probably approaching 30 degrees just in my room. $34, wow. You've got an MRI. Oh, I hope everything's okay, Pheasant. Can't imagine that being a fun experience on a hot Saturday. Hopefully you're all good. It's one thing I've never had, to be fair, is an MRI. But I say one thing. There's lots of things I've never had. That was a bit of a stupid thing to say. Yeah, hopefully it's nothing sinister, as Tuck says. Hopefully everything's good. Wait, let me read that again, Jay. 1 second. You did it a 19. Maybe the heat's going to my head, but I don't understand what you mean. Alright, Twazico, don't rub it in with your AC malarkey. I mean, I personally, I've never had an MRI myself, but I know that the process is not very fun. And obviously it's time consuming, it's not just as quick as having an x-ray, right? So yeah, definitely hopefully go and do something enjoyable after you've had that.
Lap 145.1.
Well, that's something. If there isn't an overly concerned doctor, then that's something at least. I assume everyone saw the news about Jeremy Clarkson, by the way. Fun story. On the way down to Goodwood tomorrow, we are actually visiting Diddley Squat and his pub. So you never know, might run into him. I mean, the chances are highly unlikely, but you never know. I think he seems to be. I think he looks fairly recovered now. To be fair, from the footage that I'd seen of him at, he was at the Formula One at the weekend with Alpine, and obviously they're doing another season of Clarkson's Farm, so I assume that things can't be that bad. The news about Jeremy Clarkson is that he has or had prostate cancer.
5.40.
I understand when people say that they don't like Jeremy Clarkson. I understand exactly what they mean, because he is a very Marmite kind of man. Well, from the videos that I've seen about the process, basically, he said that he caught it very, very early on. And obviously was able to kind of get a really early diagnosis and early operation and everything, so he did say in the show and afterwards that everything was fine, so hopefully that is the case. We're not going to do any silly fuel strategy stuff tonight, by the way. We're just going to stop when it tells us to. We're not going to take tyres because The deg is just not very high here. I've done something wrong.
Time 145.0.
I mean, let's face it. As a farmer, he's completely fucking useless. But that's part of the joke, right? It's if he was really good at it, then it wouldn't exactly be a very entertaining TV show, Clarkson's Farm. But I think we all have, either have or have had, depending on how old we are, like a figure from like TV or radio or your favourite band or whoever it is. People that have always like, they've always been there, do you know what I mean? So like Clarkson for me, he's always been on the TV. It's a bit like how for me, Martin Brundle for me was always the voice of Formula One. For some people, that was Murray Walker. So the day when he's not on TV anymore will certainly be quite a strange one. And especially Clarkson, because he is a large personality. Yes, I would imagine for you, listening to Martin Brundle, even though they were doing it together, maybe I suppose maybe it's Crofty now that's like the weird voice for you. Yeah, I always forget that James Hunt did commentary as well.
Time 145.05.
I think it's fair to say that James Hunt was a man that lived life to the absolute fullest. And then some. Morocco versus France. What about, could you say the same for Brazil versus Portugal? To an extent. So I always find it a bit weird if England played like Wales in the World Cup or something. I've done absolutely no fuel saving whatsoever, by the way. What should my ratio be on? 0.8. Not perfect.
Time was a 144.84.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be picking the Corvette again anytime soon, by the way. Yeah, France is going to win regardless. I did see, I'd seen that, oh, what's his name? The guy who plays James Hunt in Rush. Oh, I can't think of his name, it's completely escaped me. I did see that that wasn't a very accurate portrayal of the real James Hunt. And again, I can't think of his name. Hemsworth, that's it, thank you. The guy who played Nicky Lauda, I actually think was quite a good portrayal of Nicky, but he spent a lot of time with Nicky Lauda, whereas Hemsworth did not spend any time with Hunt's family. That spin almost arrived.
Time 1:44.96.
If you're there, John/Jensen, what time will you arrive at your campsite? I don't know if I've asked that already. I'm trying, Jay. I'm trying to push. But this Corvette is not very fun to drive. I mean, I'm not a million miles off Tommy's time. (9:21 p.m). It's a bit late to get to a campsite, isn't it? Don't you? I actually panicked for a second there because I thought I'd missed my pit stop.
4.94.
Yeah, but Buff Chicks is 100% going to catch me. Like 100% going to catch me. Not tonight. Right, well, it's at 30... Wait, no, it's not 35 seconds. It's less than that. It's... Let's call it 27 seconds now. He'll make it happen. And I'm also mean that, like, strange that the campsite will have people there to, like, check people in so late, but they wouldn't on a Friday. It just seems like the particularly difficult campsite.
Lap 1:44.94.
Oh, God. Brooks, why didn't you tell me that, like, 40 minutes ago? Or 35 minutes ago? I've been abusing them. I'm going to have to nurse them to the end now. They're definitely worth more than my house.
Lap 144.61.
Oh, someone's off. It's Tommy. Oh, Tommy, what have you done? Silly boy. Silly boy. Oh, Tommy's gone again. What's going on, man? Tommy's had a shocker. What on earth? It looks like he's kept it going. It's only this particular Friday. Ah, okay, fair enough. Right, we're boxing. I have to tell myself that, otherwise I will continue to drive past the pits. Don't want a silly penalty. I need to quickly stop and start my overlays, I think. I think it might be the overlays that are killing the performance, but we'll see.
That time was a 2:25.71.
Tommy did not take tyres. But I assume Tommy's got damage. Has Buffchick's got another drive-through, or is it just the same drive-through? He's got another drive-through. How on earth has he got another one? He's already had one. The heat must be getting to him. Who are Buffchicks? He's not had it easy tonight, has he? Well, Buffchick certainly won't be catching us now, put it that way. And if he does, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We really enjoyed the way you steered the car. God, I'm glad that impresses you. The great news as well is that after this, I've got a nice ice lolly of some variety to look forward to, because we just had our food shopping delivered, which is a treat. Let's see if Tommy's catching us. If he does have damage, he definitely didn't repair it because he wasn't in the pits long enough. No ice lollies. What kind of madman doesn't put ice lollies on their order during a heat wave? Come on, Tux, get it together.
Time 1:45.21.
He tends to be shocked. What about the braking? Is that impressive as well, or is it just the turning and the accelerating? Let me know and I'll do more of it. Tommy's had another incident by the looks of things. Tommy's had another whoopsie-daisy.
That time was a 1:45.38.
Cheers, Jono. Right, so I think realistically now all I have to do is just bring the car home. Because we won't be catching Oshimida at this point. Unless he has mega issues. Tux, now that you've said that, I have this sudden desire to just want to drive flat out into a wall. Ooh. I had it under control. I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried for a second. Oh, we got a new subscriber. Thank you, whoever you are. If you hear that is, thank you very much.
That time was a 1:45.46.
I'm not looking to get cancelled today, Pheasant, so... Sure. You do need more braking. Right, let me see what I can do. I'll do it in Aqua Minerale. I'll just 100% the brakes. Loads of steering angle. Yeah, it's what I mean. It's just Streamlabs being weird and janky. But there was a new sub because I heard the audio. Either that or I need to go and see a doctor. I mean, both things can be true, right? Our first track limits. God, we've done pretty well this race. Why have no track cuts when you can have at least one? I mean, that's not bad given our performance in some of the other races we've had during this championship, to be fair. Fine, fine, I won't get any more. I mean, I've got 4.75 to play it with, but fine. I'll only have the one. Exactly. I've saved them up for a rainy day, and now is that rainy day. I could get that, what is it, 11-second gap down to nothing. If I use my track cuts wisely.
That time was a 1:45.39.
Look, I'll spend them however I see fit. The last race. You know, honestly, I actually don't really know how I feel about Imola. Part of me really wants to enjoy it because obviously it's such an iconic track, but I just think that there's generally, I mean obviously there's not now, but there's just generally not much racing to be had at Imola, I don't think. You know, it's not an easy track to overtake on. I wasn't at all sad when Formula 1 decided that they wouldn't continue using Imola. Same goes for Paul Ricard. I was not sad about that either. Yeah, it's just, it's too narrow.
That time was a 1:45.58.
And for the most part, in like online daily race type things, turn one is the obvious choice, but whenever you try and overtake someone in turn one, People never want to give it up. And it usually always leads to an accident. True, yeah, true. I suppose you could extrapolate that to pretty much every track, not just Imola, but I think it's an acute problem at Imola, put it that way. I think we've only got 8 runners left in this race, by the way. Obviously 2 retirees are accounted for. There was 12 on track at one point, so we've lost a couple. Oh, I mean, Monza is just... Oh, 15 total started, so yeah, we've lost quite a few then. But yeah, Monza turn 1 is just chaos. And people just don't, like, they don't think to account for the fact that they need to brake a bit earlier at Monza. I did those few races of the Logitech Challenge races at Monza. And every time I let the entire field pass for turn 1 and basically just use the survival of the fittest mentality. Yeah, lack of awareness, lack of forward thinking. Can't take your usual, or you can't, sorry, use your typical braking references on lap 1. It's the same everywhere you go though, it's not just an LMU thing. That ACC was notorious for turn 1 Monza issues. Oh, yeah. I wonder just how much, like, in terms of money, like monetary value, the damage that he caused, I wonder how much it all totaled to. Yeah, the other thing as well in sim racing, right, is that people don't see yellow flags as like, you know, something's happened ahead, slow down and prepare to stop. People see that as, I can get a couple of free positions here if I just nail the throttle. And if you are one of the people who does tend to sort of lift off and slow down for a yellow flag, you typically always get railroaded from behind because not everyone has the same mentality. It's almost like a you can't do right for doing wrong type situation. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know what the solution to that problem is, though.
Lap 145.56.
I don't think there is a solution to the problem. You know, there's no way to police or like enforce any kind of stricter rules for stuff like that. Yeah, you don't have to pay anything to put the car on track. What's that, isn't there like a spacey type related game? Is it like EVE Online or something? Where you have to pay real world money to like build your spaceship or something, and then I don't know. Someone that I used to work with, I'm sure he was telling me about this. He either played it or knew some people that played it, and basically you pay real world money to have this like spaceship thing, and if it gets destroyed then you basically lose the money that you spent, or something like that. I don't know. Oh, Mr. Bentley and Michael has returned. How was your evening meal, Mr. Bentley and Michael? Star Citizen, is that it? You could be right. I thought it was EVE Online, but I could be totally wrong. But imagine that though, where like you have to actually stake some real world money into like the car that you pick to race online or whatever, other than just licensing it. I mean, I can just hear John saying the words opportunity flag.
0.35.
I can hear it. I don't think he's in the chat so we can talk about it, by the way, but remember the other week when Will Overtake absolutely murdered John? Cold-blooded murder. Fish tacos. What variety of fish? Goldfish? You know, if I ever saw fish tacos on a menu anywhere, I don't think I'd ever pick it. Not that I have anything against fish or tacos. I can just almost guarantee that there will be a better choice on that menu. This is surely quite late in the day to be having brisket and a baked potato. 9 o'clock.
Lap 140.
Right, 1 lap to go, boys. I've still got 1 lap to put it into the wall. I really shouldn't tempt fate like that, should I, to be fair? I've been really excited for this race to end, not because I've not been enjoying it. I'm really anxious to see this incident that Jay had. Yeah, I'm gonna get that tattooed on my back, Ben. I've been really excited for this race to end. Signed, the LMU community. I didn't mean to short shift like that, but whatever. We'll do some fuel saving right before the end. Why not? We've only got 2 laps left. The fuel, that is. We'll get a refund on that fuel. I'm not even... I'm going to pretend that I didn't see that. I'm going to pretend that I didn't see that. Yeah, but the baddest thing is trying to spin the car like this is impossible, but if you do that coming out of a corner, game over. Well, GG. That was good. That was a good race, that. That was a good race. I think that was my first podium of the entire championship. I apologise, Tommy. I could have given you the position back, but I didn't. Sorry about that. I'll have to go back at Jay because it'll kick me out immediately. Yeah, that was all right. I'll be honest. That was a tough car to drive. That, to be fair. So, who else did we lose? We lost, obviously, Twazcore, Rich Do, Roland, Liam, Ben. Oh. Nice to, it's nice to taste that winners. The heat. The heat is getting to me. Nice to taste that podium champagne. Right. Let's have a look at this J incident. The J-incident, we could call it. I'll get my coat. Here we go. Close go fast. We don't need that anymore. Close that. I'm certainly going to get an ice lolly, but we have to see the incidents first. We have to. I apologise, the music is not particularly upbeat. I'm scared to branch out with the music because I actually got a copyright strike once, and I don't want another one. Lap 3, turn 5, he says. Let's find him. What's he been up to this time? Let's not spoil it for ourselves. Let's go a bit further back. Yeah, what happened, Tommy? What happened? GG, though. I would never have caught you, to be fair. I would never have caught you. I mean, we were just chilling out, really, just having a good time, having a bit of a laugh. I did no fuel saving whatsoever. I just drove the car, which historically is what I've always been quite bad at doing. Come on then, Mr. Helmers, what have you been doing? Oh. Right. Before we go any further, how do we find a way to blame this on Jay? Because it's in some way, shape or form, it is his fault. I can't figure it out yet. DJ, at this point, you should have seen that Porsche going off the road and started moving off to the left. So I'm really sorry to say, Jay, but you are at fault once again for this. You saw the car off the road and you continue to squeeze him. And there's barely a car's width there, is there, realistically, if we're being honest. No, in fairness, to be serious, that's just unlucky, Jay. That is actually really unlucky. I definitely don't think that's your fault. As much as it pains me to say it, that's not your fault. That's unlucky. Did you try and get it back to... Well, I was going to say, did you try and get it back to the pits? But we'll find out, won't we? How long was the repair time? $200. Yeah, it's not really worth it, is it, to be fair? Let's have a look at Buff Chicks and see how he got his... You got to drive through pretty much straight away, right? Oh. Wait, what? What happened, Mr. Buff Chicks? Where did it all go so wrong? That is a special livery, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if he... Ooh. Jesus. That's unfortunate. I don't know if he already has the drive-thru at this point. It doesn't actually say, but I assume he must do because he comes into the pits. Erratic driving, maybe? It could be erratic driving. I mean, he is quite far back. Yeah, it's more than likely erratic driving of some kind, or just out of position in some way. Speeding, maybe. I saw him Harry Pottering to Narnia. Make that make sense. We see Jay murder someone here. No. Sensible. Yeah, I think if he's already got the drive-thru at this point, which I very much assume that he does, then it'll be like a start procedure infringement of some variety, you're right. Be it speeding or otherwise. It could just be like some form of erratic driving, but... It certainly wasn't a great race for him, though, was it? If he comes in straight away, he's got the drive at this point. Right, let's have a look at Tommy's incident. Sorry, Tommy. What lap was it? It's around here somewhere, right? That's before this. I figured it would be the start. Yeah, that's a shame. Because I was fairly certain that you were going to catch me if it hadn't been for your drive-thrus. Come on, Tommy, own up. When did it happen? Don't make me times 2 through the entire replay. I know it's around this time somewhere. Not this one. I don't know about you, Tommy, but I was honestly struggling the entire race with that Corvette. It's just like it's very much on a knife's edge. It feels like. Not this lap. Well, it was. I thought it was before the. Was it before the pit stops? Or, oh yeah, there we go. Let's have a look. Where did it all go wrong? Felt good till it didn't. It was the front I was really struggling with. There was little to no front end. Oh. Where you went wrong, Tommy. You just got yourself over that lip on the inside. Yeah. Rookie error. Rookie error. And then it seemed to go from bad to worse from this point. Yeah, usually when you're hitting the limits like that, it's good to change up. Enjoy, Jay. Thank you for signing up to the memberships, you complete legend. And it wasn't your fault. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Right. Let's have a look. Have you made the same mistake again? Oh, Tommy. Uh-oh. Nice little pirouette there. I assume you got some front end damage from that as well. I'm gonna clip that. No, that wasn't your fault, Jay. It wasn't your fault. If you hadn't have become a member, though, it certainly would have been your fault. Yeah, so you obviously didn't repair the damage. Oh, God. My ears are so warm. And then it was a couple of laps after this, right, that you dropped it again. Yeah, this one. Oh, Tommy. Tommy. Oh, wait, you've had another incident before this, right? At some point? Look, if we do any more special events in the future on LMU, let's just agree now that we won't pick the Corvette. I'm sure you lost it in here, right? Yeah, I did that in practice as well. That I think honestly, this is where I was losing the. If you're not careful, Tommy, DCS are going to take that livery off you. That was where I was losing the most time, to be fair, because I just didn't have any serious trust in the car at that point. But yeah. Thanks, Lewis. Thanks for trying to make me feel better about myself. Even though you know it was terrible pace. Ball soup indeed. Yeah. Yeah, good win that, Lewis. You were I was really catching you at the end there. It was only like a 20-something second gap this time rather than a 30 plus. It was just, what's the point, you know? What's the point? But GG, well done on another fabulous win from the back. I could have tried to hold you up longer, but all that would have happened was that I would have impeded my own race and had no bearing on yours whatsoever. So it is what it is. No, you're not allowed to do that, Lewis. We've already established that bump drafting is not allowed. Actually, no. Sorry, my mistake. Bump drafting is allowed. Wait. Is it allowed? Bump drafting is or is not allowed. You choose. Depends on the day of the week. Depends on who's reviewing the incident, I suppose. Well, dudes, it's been fun. It's been an enjoyable championship. Difficult at times, obviously, but I need to love you all and leave you all because I have to go and actually prepare myself for tomorrow because I'll be leaving in like 12 hours. So yeah, I have no regular streams coming up at any point now, so they'll just be ad hoc, I guess, until the next one. But thank you, as always, for just chilling out, being here, moral support and all that. And yeah, I'll catch you whenever the next stream is. Cheers, guys. I'm going to Goodwood tomorrow, mate. I'm going to Goodwood tomorrow. First time ever, actually, Goodwood. So I'm excited. I'll be sure to send as many pics as possible. So yeah, enjoy, guys. Take it easy. I will see you in a bit. Thank you.